Central Christian Church is a medium-sized congregation, and at our church you just step out the front door and you see people who are in despair.
We have teenage parents who have been cast out of their homes with nowhere to go.
People who don't have a roof over their heads.
Children who have been abused.
Children who are developmentally disabled.
Senior citizens whose resources have run out.
There are folks who've been without a job for way too long.
People have a passion for helping the poor, for helping the elderly.
We know that a helping hand and a heart of care is what is needed at just a time like this.
I can't think of anything more important right now than creating communities of compassion and care.
The National Benevolent Association, they have more than 120 years of legacy and history.
NBA is a ministry that has a beautiful history of doing acts of benevolence, mercy, and care for many, many years.
A group of women actually came up with the brainstorm to start it, and so we feel a connection with what they do.
The NBA has a great history, but a part of that history has some pain in it because there was a break between the National Benevolent Association and the local caregiving agencies.
In 1998, when the separation occurred between Southern Christian Services for Children and Youth and the National Benevolent Association, it was very painful. I was an employee of NBA. I believed so much in the work of NBA and the mission, and I felt personally betrayed, but also I felt as if the children, youth, and families of Mississippi were abandoned.
People are still experiencing pain. We've seen NBA come to a realization of this, to ask for forgiveness.
With NBA's new focus on creating communities of compassion and care, the old has passed away.
To the people who are still hurting as a result of the bankruptcy and all that went with it, I would say to them, I understand, because I was there too and felt that anger and rage. But I also want to say that reconciliation is what we are about.
We love to preach about resurrection, and I believe this is the time that NBA can come forth, and our caregiving agencies through the Disciple Care Network can come forth together.
So God is always calling us to be reconciled, one to another and all to God. And all of that requires, at some point, some healing.
NBA is not some third party distant, it's us, and it's part of us.
Church people often have the will, but don't have the expertise to go from desire to implementation. NBA can help with that.
They could help us with some of the big picture thing that we just don't have time to do.
Things like marketing, training, various kinds of fundraising support, having a business plan.
It would be really helpful if NBA could be the hub or the center of the information about social services. We find that, what somebody learns in one context can help somebody else in another.
I'd like to see NBA stand up as an advocate for people, seniors, people who are disabled, children, youth, and families, and take public stands.
NBA can be the agent or the agency or the entity that weaves the thread of all of these individuals' passionate work together so that the story can be told.
As we work together with a stronger NBA, leveraging everything it brings to help congregations be equipped for ministry, we're all going to be stronger.
And that's why I'm excited about the new focus and vision of NBA that really links its wonderful past with a very exciting future.
The NBA and the Disciple Care Network can come together, working together to help meet the needs because they are getting greater and greater every day.
None of us can do this alone. We need people sitting in the pew who will give their time and energy. We need our congregational organization, and we need NBA to work together to do what none of us can do alone. But the reason that we do it, when all is said and done, is because there are people in need of care. There are all kinds of people who are in need of care and compassion, and they are us and we are them.
What we need to remember is we are bound together by everything we do being in response to the love of Christ.
Welcome back, NBA, because we need you and our church needs you.